like this. Not every child can be as perfect as you, Peter. I was just born this way, and no one loves a monster.
The town of Maple Hollow never made it to any map worth reading. A quiet, tree-lined suburb where neighbors smiled too much, and nights were a little too silent. 8-year-old Eli Turner lived in a pale blue house at the corner of Willow Street, a house that always looked slightly colder than the rest. Eli was a quiet boy. He didn't talk much at school, didn't have many friends, and spent most of his time sketching monsters on his notepad. His teacher, Mrs. Quinn, once told his parents that Eli has a wonderful imagination, but imagination wasn't what woke him up every night. It started with a tap, somewhere inside the walls. At first, it was faint, like a dripping faucet. Then it turned into scratching, sometimes whispering, and one night, when the moonlight cut through the blinds, Eli heard a voice. Eli. He froze. The sound was coming from behind the wall, near his bed. A soft, trembling whisper. Please. Don't tell them I'm here. Eli's breath hitched. He whispered back, his voice shaking. Who are you? There was a pause. Then, they locked me in. The next morning, Eli tried to tell his mother. Mom, there's someone in the walls. She didn't even look up from the sink. Eli, we've talked about this. You need to stop making up stories. But Mom, I heard her. She said they locked her in. His mother's face stiffened. Enough. Go to school. That evening, his father came into his room, tall, stern, wearing the same distant smile he always did. Your mother says you've been hearing things. Eli nodded. There's a girl. She's scared. His father leaned close. There's nothing in these walls, son. Sometimes your mind plays tricks. Understand? Eli tried to. But that night, the whisper came again. Eli, help me. He pressed his ear to the wall. How do I help? They keep me here. They said I was bad. But I'm not bad. Are you? He whispered back, no. Then you'll help me, please. Days passed. The whispers grew more frequent. The girl told him her name, Mara. She said she'd been trapped for years. At school, Eli drew a picture of a girl behind a wall, her hands reaching out through cracks. Mrs. Quinn frowned when she saw it. Eli, who is this? He whispered. She's my friend. She lives in my house. That evening, 2 men from child services came. They spoke quietly with his parents downstairs. Eli heard snippets, imagination, loneliness, attention-seeking. When they left, his father stood at the bottom of the stairs, silent for a long time. Then he called out, voice trembling slightly, not with fear, but anger. Eli, come down here. Eli hesitated. He felt Mara whispering in his ear. Don't go. They'll hurt you too. He didn't go downstairs that night. He locked his door. The next morning, his father didn't go to work. He just sat at the table staring at Eli as he ate breakfast. His mother hummed softly, her hands trembling as she poured milk. The whispering grew louder every night. Sometimes Eli could hear sobbing, sometimes scratching, like fingernails clawing at wood. He tried to find where the sound was strongest, the wall behind his bed. He pressed his hand against it and it felt warm. One night he grabbed a pencil and began poking at the drywall. Tiny flakes fell away, and beneath it he saw something, a small hole. He peeked inside with a flashlight. For a split second he saw an eye staring back. He gasped and fell backward. You found me, the voice whispered. Now you have to free me. The next day, Eli stole a small hammer from his father's toolbox. That night, when everyone was asleep, he began to tap at the wall. Quietly at first, then harder. Dust filled the air. The hole grew larger, and then he saw hair, long, black, tangled hair falling through the crack. Keep going, she whispered. Please. Eli's heart pounded as he tore away more plaster. Beneath it was a wooden panel nailed shut. From behind it came soft breathing. Almost there. Suddenly, footsteps. Eli. His father's voice thundered down the hall. Eli froze. The door flew open. His father's face was pale with fury. He saw the hole in the wall. What did I tell you? I heard her. She's right here, Eli cried. His father grabbed the hammer from his hands. Enough of this nonsense. He nailed the hole shut again, hard and fast. Bang, bang, bang. Eli screamed, "You're hurting her!" His mother appeared at the door, trembling, tears in her eyes. "Stop it," she whispered. "Please stop." His father turned to her coldly. "You want him to end up like her?" Eli didn't understand what that meant, but Mara was silent after that night. For 3 days, no whispers came. No tapping, no scratching. The house felt hollow. His parents acted normal again. Dinners, small talk, fake laughter. But every time Eli walked past his bedroom wall, he felt something, like someone watching him. And on the 4th night, when he couldn't sleep, he whispered, "Mara." There was silence. Then faintly, "Eli, they know you tried to help me. They won't stop now." He whispered, "What do you mean?" "They're coming for you." His blood ran cold. The floorboards creaked. The door slowly opened, and his father stood there, holding something behind his back. The hallway light spilled into the room, cutting through the shadows like a knife. Eli's father stepped inside slowly, the floor groaning under his boots. "Son," he said softly. Too softly. "You've been hearing things again, haven't you?" Eli's small hands trembled. He clutched his blanket. "Dad, she's real. I saw her. She talked to me." His father's smile didn't reach his eyes. "You need to forget her. Forget everything. What did you do to her?" That question made his father stop. His jaw clenched. "You don't understand." From the dark corner of the room, a faint whisper rose again. "Don't believe him." Eli's eyes darted to the wall. "She's talking right now. Can't you hear her?" His father's face twisted, not in anger this time, but in something close to fear. He turned his head toward the wall, then back at Eli. "There's no one there, son." "There never was." He moved closer, crouching beside the bed. "Do you know what happens to children who don't stop lying?" Eli shook his head, tears welling up. "They get locked away," his father said, whispering it like a secret. Then he reached out and touched the wall, that same spot Eli had broken. His hand lingered there, trembling slightly. "You think you're helping her, but you're only making things worse. For all of us." "He's lying," Mara's voice hissed. "He did this to me. He'll do it to you." Eli squeezed his eyes shut. "Stop it, both of you." His father stood up and left without another word. The door closed with a final heavy thud. That night, Eli couldn't sleep. The whispering didn't stop, but now it wasn't just Mara's voice. It was others. Faint, crying voices, all trapped behind the walls. He pressed his ear against the cold plaster, shaking. "Eli? Help us," he whispered back. "How? How do I help? Set us free." The next morning, his parents acted as though nothing had happened. His mother made pancakes and smiled too wide. His father read the newspaper, hands steady but pale. Eli's appetite was gone. "Mom," he whispered, "why does Dad hate me?" She froze, the spatula midair. "He doesn't hate you." "Then why does he scare me?" Her eyes flicked toward the living room where his father sat. Then she leaned down and whispered, "There are things you don't understand about this family. Some things are better left quiet." "Like Mara?" Eli asked, her face drained of color. "Where did you hear that name?" "She told me." "From the wall." For a moment, his mother's mask cracked. A tear rolled down her cheek. She whispered, "Go to your room." He obeyed, but this time fear and curiosity burned together inside him. He waited until night. The moonlight was dim, the air was cold, and from behind the wall came a sound that made his blood turn to ice, singing. A child's lullaby, soft, broken, familiar. "Rockabye, baby," in the treetop. It was the same lullaby his mother used to sing when he was little. Eli couldn't take it anymore. He grabbed the hammer again. His heart pounded as he tapped the wall, softly, carefully, then louder. Dust rained down. The wood cracked. "Yes," whispered Mara, "you're so close." He tore away the boards. His small hands bled from splinters. The last plank came loose, and behind it was a narrow, dark crawl space. The smell hit him first, damp old rotten wood and something metallic. "Come in," the voice said gently. "Please." He held up the flashlight, shining it into the space. There, at the far end, was a figure curled up, hair tangled, skin pale as ash. Her eyes reflected the light like an animal's. "Mara," he whispered. She lifted her head slowly. Her voice cracked. "You came?" Eli crawled inside, his knees scraping the floorboards. Behind him, the opening suddenly slammed shut. Darkness. He turned, banging on the wall. "Wait, no! Let me out!" From the other side, he heard footsteps. Calm, heavy, deliberate. "Eli," his father's voice called, muffled. "What did you do?" Eli cried. "Dad, I found her. She's real." His father's voice was calm, too calm. "I told you, son. You shouldn't have done that." Then came the hammering again, nails being driven into wood. One after another, Eli screamed, pounding the boards. "Dad, stop!" Mara whispered in the darkness, voice trembling with sorrow. "Now you know. Now you see." He turned toward her. "Why didn't you tell me he—" She raised a finger to her lips. "Shh, he's listening." Eli's breath came fast and shallow. The air felt thinner by the second. His flashlight flickered. In the dim glow, he saw the walls, covered in scratch marks, initials, drawings of children, small bones pressed into the dirt. "Mara," he whispered. "What is this?" She smiled weakly. "It's home." Outside, footsteps faded away. Silence. Then she moved closer, her face half hidden by shadow. "He did this to me when I was your age. He said I was a bad girl. He said no one would miss me." Eli's tears streamed down his face. "I'll tell someone. I'll tell everyone." She shook her head. They never believed children. The flashlight died. Darkness swallowed them whole. Eli could hear only his breathing, and hers, slow, uneven. Then, her hand touched his face, cold, fragile. "Don't be afraid. Eli, you're not alone anymore." He shuddered. "Please, I just want to go home." "You are home," he screamed. Outside, the pale blue house stood silent. The wind rustled through the trees. Days passed. Then weeks. The Turners told the police their son had run away in the night. The neighbors searched the woods, the river, the schoolyard. Nothing. No one thought to check the walls. Months later, a new family moved into the house, a young couple with a little girl named Lacey. On their first night, as her parents unpacked downstairs, Lacey sat in her new room, the same room Eli once called his own. She ran her hand along the wall, giggling at the strange hollow sound it made. Then she froze, a faint tap, then another, and a whisper. "Hello?" "What's your name?" Lacey smiled. "I'm Lacey. Who's this?" "I'm Eli. I live in the walls. Don't tell them I'm here."